Okay, so we're doing another viewer tattoos here today.
Awesome.
I think it's episode 101 this time. So,
Go us.
I think we missed our chance on the best and worst of the 100. No one made any solid suggestions. I think it's just a big wash. I think too many people are passing out during Remy Reacts to remember.
I think eventually we could do a Remy reacts to Sarah's tattoos, and not my physical on me tattoos, but maybe ones that I've done.
You don't want that.
Because
if I have to put you to the same standard that I put everyone else
you're
to,
already vicious.
You'll never sleep with me again. No, I don't go full throttle with you like I have to on the show.
Zooms in on my tattoos and goes,
suddenly I'm giving you a pass
connected.
on every one. It's like, sorry guys, I am sleeping with her. I can't go to the same extent.
Oh man. Anyways, we were fighting about the size of a tattoo earlier. It's hilarious.
Well, faces always have to be bigger.
I conceded and agreed. So let us move on. This one's from Andrew. Wondered what your thoughts are, or what your thoughts on these are. Enjoy your channel. Best wishes from the UK, and it's Richie. So this is, you had an iteration of this on your body.
Sort of. He had the horns. He didn't have the third eye.
He was a door knocker.
He was a door knocker. He didn't have the filigree.
It was a skull with horns and a door knocker.
Yeah. So this one's a good size too.
Yeah.
The ones I had they got me tagged on Don't Leave Out the Nipple back in like 2015
right?
or whatever.
Yes. And that they really framed your nipples.
They did, but I want to say when that happened, I wanted my nipples blacked out, but the artist I was working with didn't want to tattoo.
I remember he was too afraid to do it or something.
Yeah, now I've had them done 7 times, and fucking, I might do them an 8th time here
and
before long. Might have Terry take a crack at them.
That site, the Don't Black Out the Nipple, that was pretty interesting. I feel like you should bring it back.
Yeah, I think I am thinking about bringing that back. I have a lot of material already.
Yeah, it was someone else who did it, but I think that you should bring it back because it's like an ongoing thing on this channel.
I just think it's tough to do now because even the word nipple is banned on Instagram. Like, it gets you flagged.
Really?
Yeah, it's anything to do with...
And I guess,
meanwhile, you can have nudity on Instagram.
Well, I mean, women are in their underwear constantly
They're
getting
literally
dressed.
breastfeeding.
I love these videos. Let me guess dress videos.
It's not just that. There's women literally breastfeeding all over Instagram, fake babies. As a ploy of the algorithm
I've never seen this.
Oh no, they're all over the place.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you get in trouble for having your nipples visible.
Yeah, well my old back piece.
I know that naked lady with her crazy ass muff was getting you in shit all the time.
Yeah, you can't have cartoon nudity or semi-realistic tattoo related nudity, but you can have women fake breastfeeding.
I mean, you should be able to have both. Ideally, you should be able to have both.
I think it should all be fine.
Yeah.
I think we should have everything.
Right.
I'm not here to tell people what they can't, but they are doing that. They're the ones doing that. Anyway, I like this tattoo. I like the style of it. I like the liney looking shading of it.
Yeah, I like how graphic it is. It's very dark. It reminds me of a print. I really like that.
It kind of has like a blackworky flair to it, but it's not blackwork.
Yeah, because it's got this really, really soft gray shading coming off the black in places that I think is really nice.
The use of negative and black are really strong here. They have a natural highlight. There's no white ink used here. Mm-hmm. Right? They've done a good job of just using the negative as the highlight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would just say that if I had anything at all I wanted from this, I would put gold in the ring.
Yeah.
And I would probably do red eyes and then maybe make the top eye like purple or green or something.
Ooh, green.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think black and gray goes well with like a golden red, like not a whole ton of color, just a little bit.
Just a smidgen.
Especially because he's already got color on the inner leg there by the looks of things.
Yeah. From what we're seeing.
I like it. It's a good size.
Right.
And then this is the partner piece.
Yeah. So this other one, I don't like this one as much.
It's a bit more of an awkward shape.
Well, and I don't think it's quite as graphic either. Like, it's still graphic, but I think the other one really, really got like the graphic shadows really well done. I just don't think this one does.
Some things work better with certain art styles, right? Like that last piece probably lends itself more to this guy's style artistically. Yeah. And then like when you're asked to do this, it's maybe just not going to turn out like the same, Like you can't do the same tricks in this as you can in the other one. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that this one sucks. It's just that maybe this artist isn't as comfortable with the subject matter.
Right.
There's probably already things you felt that way about yourself tattooing.
Yeah,
where you're
for
like,
sure.
yeah, this isn't really my thing, like artistically, but it's gotta look like my kind of tattoo.
Yeah, I mean,
That's gonna happen to you at some point.
it does happen to me. I think I have a really good way of making everything my
Listen,
own.
anytime Terry has to touch anything Rick's tattooed, he's just like groaning.
I heard him earlier.
He's just like,
It's
I don't
hilarious.
understand any of this. It doesn't make
Right.
sense. And then he's just trying to keep pace.
Yeah.
So- It's cool though. I think they're a nice pair. I just I would have a harder time adding to this one than the other one
I
because
think
those
so,
feathers
too.
are pretty crispy. But I would like to see if you make sleeves out of these.
right.
How you would do so.
Yeah,
yeah.
like how the leg sleeves
Nice
would
little
work.
tattoo.
Yeah, right. I think both are really nicely done. Very crisply done. So the next one says, "Hey, how's it going? My name is Osvaldo, or Ozzy, as people call me. I wanted for the longest time this full sleeve, and I finally got it. I love it, but I don't know how it looks for others. It was not made at a professional shop, but it looks like my tattoo artist got down. What do you think? Thanks." This, I mean, it's not bad for like a basement scratcher type artist.
Yeah, there's worse
like
out
a
there.
basement artist.
Looks like there was some kind of cover up at the bottom. There's some like script down there.
yeah.
I just think like these are sometimes these tattoos remind me of why it's good to be in a shop, because like if you had have showed me what you're gonna do and this was your idea, this tattoo doesn't happen this way.
I mean, we did that today already.
Yeah.
And we've already kind of touched on it.
No,
too,
I
right?
know, but like I did that with Dave the other day
Yeah,
too.
you show people in your shop the tattoo that you're gonna do as an apprentice, and then they go, "That's not big enough,"
And why? And you explain why that's
and
not
then they
good.
tell you, you know, the girls would have told me if I showed them this tattoo, they would have told me, "No, Sarah, you want this circle to be that whole ball of the
then the
shoulder.
helmet is
you want to
bigger."
bring the whole thing up. You want to make the whole thing bigger because bigger is better. It's gonna look
it's-
so much better."
It's easier to do as well.
Yeah, and it's also easier.
You're using bigger mags and you're doing less damage to the skin overall when you're taking less time to
And
do
it's
it. And
freaking hard to get all those tiny little details in, but when they're
well, and they
bigger,
didn't hit
it's
it here.
yeah.
Right.
When it's bigger, it's easier to make it look good.
Like I can see how the forearm is connected to the upper arm, but it's like it looks disjointed.
It's a little strange,
Like it looks like his forearm is hovering a half foot in front of his full,
right? Like
top
the
arm.
anatomy's a little strange, and that's another thing that like being in a shop with other artists, they would have been like, "What's going on with this arm?"
Yeah, it's wonky. But it's not as bad as I've seen. I don't think that there's much you can do to make this amazing, but I do think there's a few things you could do to make it good,
Yeah,
right? Like
I
you
agree
could
with that.
you could upgrade this whole thing with better techniques, but the artistic layout of it is quite wrong, and parts of it just don't matter. Like
Yeah,
why
you
do we have all these little flowers? Just do one big one and then some petals falling off of it. And then like this fox just seems like he was just thrown in there at the end.
Well, I think the fox and the pagoda needed to be bigger.
Well,
I
the
don't
pagoda
mind.
may as well not be there at that size.
I don't mind the flowers like to lead the eye. I just don't think they're doing what they should be doing, because there's like a couple here and a couple there. Like you do more or
If
you do
you
less.
do this pagoda at all, it has to be 4 times the size. And then the fox should have been twice the size, and then get rid of that background thing.
Right.
Just have a few of those, pull it together.
Yeah, like behind stuff or like
waves,
through stuff. Like
those
it's
are-
crazy.
Really, like I like the shape of the waves. I like actually how dark they are.
Yeah.
But like there's too much wave and not enough foreground. And like they only have so many foreground images, but they're all small.
Well, and it's like, to me, it's very clear that they're still figuring out their smooth shading too.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think that can be touched up eventually.
Listen, this isn't the worst sleeve ever, but I
No.
wouldn't want to wear it myself. And it's got problems, and some of them can be fixed, and some of them can't.
Right, and like far away, like I
Ah.
wouldn't be too. I mean, I don't want to.
It looks like that
guy. He
generic
likes his
tattoo
sleeve.
arm.
Yeah.
You know, like where it's like, oh, that looks kind of cool, and then you're like, oh, but none of it actually looks cool though.
Right.
Like not when you close up in it And anyway, I don't want to beat this thing to death. I've definitely seen worse. So
Right, I agree. I've definitely seen worse too. And then here's another crazy graphic tattoo. I really like graphic tattoos.
yeah, I like this, and they've done a pretty good job on the black, I think, but it's fresh, so it's hard to say.
And it's a little hard to read.
It's like a man exploding, his
Yeah.
head's blowing up. I think like when you have these like where it's super dark black and giant pools of black, I think they look a little unfinished when you just leave negative space in the background. Like, how cool would this be if the background is like atomic yellow and the head is like bright red?
I would go the other way. Atomic yellow for the kind of
Well, you could do
explosion,
it the
and then
other
like
way.
red for the background. For
But
me, that's
I think it would make it look more
Yeah.
complete for me.
yeah, I agree with that.
And less like contained too, because you could kind of build that color up flowing out of it, and then maybe you could do more of it there. I know this is probably just going to be a one-off, but it doesn't really have to be either.
No.
Like, that's my opinion on it. But then I'm a filthy color slut, so I'm always trying to put color into tattoos. Whenever there's negative space, I'm like, yeah, you can fill that with some color.
Yeah, we're opposites. I'm like, make it
It's
black.
like my conversation with Lily Lou, and I was talking about wanting like to know what all the parts of the face feel like, but I don't want to fill in all my negative space. And they're like, oh, just do light gray.
No, Lily
And
Lou.
I'm still thinking like light gray. That could be a thing.
No. No.
I could have a light gray nose. Why not?
No bad ideas. You're not allowed.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a chat with this person and be
it's-
like, don't give Remy ideas.
well, I think we're bad influence on each
I
other.
know
so,
you are. It's so awful.
Like whenever we talk, it's like, oh, they'll tell me, oh, I'm done getting and then next thing I see, they've got more work.
Anything else, you're not allowed to gray out your face. You'll look like a gray alien. It's like the time I told you look like Scuba
Steve. I think that was a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Stupid Steve is what you wanted to call me. Stupid Remy.
I thought he would look like a
I
scuba
told
diver.
you you look like stupid Remy. I mean, Scuba Steve.
He wanted to black out his head.
Well,
all
I
the
did
way
end up
to-
blacking out a lot of it.
But there's stuff happening. It's
Yeah.
different.
We did that in 3 weeks. Imagine that. 3 weeks from blackout to fucking full color.
Yeah.
And there's still people out there that think you can't do color at all on black.
Yeah.
3 weeks is all we waited.
Those people are crazy.
Meanwhile, these assholes have people going through 6 years of laser sometimes before they cover things.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this is a cool tattoo. I'd like to see it with some color.